Blake Bone, coach and teacher at Gadsden City High School, head baseball coach.
Awesome. Coach, you were a three-sport star in high school. You went on to play college baseball. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that you would eventually go on and coach baseball?
You know, baseball's always been a big passion of mine, sports in general, but, you know, obviously the goal was to play in the big leagues. But once you see that dream kind of die down, you know, coaches and being a part of this game is all, you know, something I've always wanted to do. And, you know, it keeps you young, it keeps you doing what you love, so.
All right. Coach, you were at your alma mater, Southside High School, before you came to Gadsden City. What led you to make that decision to come over to Gadsden City?
Well, you know, I think I was there for 11 years and we had a great run. I worked with a lot of great people, coached a lot of great players, and you know, just for my family and you know, it's just time for a change. I took a year off of coaching, and this opportunity came knocking, and you know, I got to sit down with some, you know, administrators and things like that, and we had some good conversations, and you know, I felt like, you know, this place could use some change when it comes to baseball, and hopefully I could bring something over here that could bring that about. And you know, I feel like you know, we're on our way, and it's going to take a little bit, but I feel like, you know, we're going in the right direction.
Awesome. Coach, speaking of Gadsden City, you know, they have the resources and potential for you to start something very special here, a very special program, maybe even a dynasty at one point. What do you think needs to happen to make that dream become a reality?
Well, you know, I think it starts young. In anything you do, I think we got to start with continuing to develop our young kids and get them playing baseball again. I think, you know, here in Gadsden City, a lot of our kids aren't playing anymore. If you look back in the history of Gadsden, you know, Litchfield had great baseball. You know, they had a lot of guys played in the big leagues and played pro baseball, and you had guys at Gadsden High the same way, and at Emma Sansom, there's a lot of great baseball players come out of this town, and you know, I just feel like, you know, our kids aren't getting out there and playing, and we got to first build the youth programs, and you know, then get everybody to buy into, you know, our system, and you know, and the parents working hard, because it's an effort that's, you know, it's from all over. It can't just be me. It's got to be a community thing. It's got to be a parent thing. It's got to be a kids thing. So there's a lot of things that we're gonna have to do that. But I agree with you. I think it's possible. We just got to revive baseball. There's some things we're looking into to get that done. So you know, that is exciting, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
We recently talked to Coach Smith and Coach Huff, and they both highly mentioned basically putting a wall around Gadsden, keep the players that are supposed to come to Gadsden in Gadsden. Can you speak a little bit on that and how you'd probably bring some excitement to make that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do see that as being a problem. I mean, you go look at several high school teams around here. There's a lot of guys that went here at one time, and that's a shame that they've moved out. And you know, we do have to keep those guys. You know, we're not the Hoovers. We don't have that number. You know, those numbers just in kids. So we got to keep the ones we have, and you know, we got to work well together. That's why we're excited about, you know, the staff. You know, Coach Smith and I are good friends, and Coach Huff and I, you know, work together all the time. We're good friends, and I think, you know, we're coming together and, you know, sharing kids and getting kids to play multiple sports, and you know, I think it's gonna be a big plus for Gadsden City.
Awesome. When you're completely away from the game, you're not coaching, you're not doing anything, you're at home with the family, what's your getaway?
Oh man, probably just taking my little boy downstairs. We got actually got a cage in the garage. He's 4, and he just loves to go down and play the ball himself. You know, watching him, getting to spend time with him, because you know, I know I missed some baseball growing up, and that stinks. And you know, but getting to be with him and hang out with my wife and family, and just, you know, watching Netflix, whatever may happen, but you know, that downtime's good.
How important do you think that is in your career, to be able to recharge those batteries and get a fresh start each time you come back out here?
Oh, you got to. I mean, you'd drive yourself crazy if you didn't. You know, that when you go home, you know, that's important to be with the kids, be with the family, and get back here refreshed, because you know, teenagers can annoy you at times. So you have to. You got to step back and take a breath every now and again.
Coach, who is someone at the next level, a coach that you've maybe played under or look up to, that has meant something to you, that's kind of helped mold you into the man and coach you are today?
Well, there's probably a couple people in my life. You know, first of all, my dad. I mean, my dad was a baseball player, an athlete, played at Emma Sansom, played at Gadsden State, you know, and loved the game, and he taught me to play the game the right way, and made me work when I didn't want to work, and you know, and now he's as a an adult, a man, you look back and appreciate everything that he did, even though at times you wanted to fight him, and argue with him. You appreciate what he did for you, and and then as a coach, man, I played for I consider the best coach in Alabama was Coach Bobby Pierce at Alabama Huntsville, and he went on to coach at Troy, and he's a big mentor, and I can call him anytime and lean on him on things, advice and whatnot, and he's always been there for me on that end.
Awesome. Let's talk about Blake Blown, the player, for a minute. In your prime now, and you were to stand in the batter's box against Randy Johnson in his prime 10 times in a row, how many times do you think you get on base?
Oh man, I would like to think every time, but I'm a realist, and I talk a lot about being a realist with my kids, so I'm gonna say maybe I might get on 3 times if I'm lucky. In my pro day, I played against some guys that threw 100 from the left side, and it's intimidating. And he was probably the most intimidating of all.
Let's hope you don't get hit by one of those on bases hit batsmen. All right, Coach, let's talk about you a little bit away from the field. What's your favorite movie ever?
Favorite movie? Good Will Hunting, man.
Awesome.
That's one of my favorite ones all time.
That's a great one. Favorite album ever?
Favorite album? Oh, that would have to be Hybrid Theory, Linkin Park. Okay. I mean, that one sticks out. You could probably run every song in that one and not miss a.
Who is your favorite athlete of all time? Could be any sport.
Favorite athlete, man. Probably Brett Favre. I mean, yes. I just love to watch him and the way he played, man. The gunslinger mentality, and got to meet him a couple times, man. He's a good dude.
Favorite food of all time?
Oh man, that's tough. I've recently become vegetarian, but I'm gonna probably go with probably some good home cooked chili, man. I can't beat that.
All right, Coach. Here we go. 2 more questions here. All right. So, what should the people of Gadsden City expect from a Blake Bone coach team? Those of you who haven't seen you coach or seen one of your teams on the field, from a player's aspect, what should they expect to see your players look like?
Well, first and foremost, I think they're going to be disciplined. I think they're going to be fundamentally sound, and even off the field, I think they're going to act right. I think they're going to be productive citizens, and that's the things we want our kids to leave here with, learning how to live life. Not just baseball, but learn to live life. And I think that's important, and we strive to try to teach that, and it coincides with baseball. If you do things right on and off the field, then baseball, your baseball will improve as well.
And I think you just touched on it. My final question was, let's say 20 years from now, 30 years from now, someone that's played under you that you've coached, what do you hope that they remember you for?
I hope they remember just the way I led them, like I said earlier, to be a good young man and a productive adult. That's what I want to remember, and the baseball part is just the fun part, and enjoyed their time out here, whether it was starting or sitting the bench. They enjoy their time being a part of something.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it.